Hello, Rainy Day Writing Guild. My name is Jake. Happy Wednesday. You've met the Nick Cage girls back there, so that's no news. But this week, we are discussing a couple of standard stereotypical tropes that we find in our own genre. My chosen genre is military fiction, and so the two tropes that I chose, one is the squad, and the other trope is authority equals ass-kicking. So I'm going to start with a quote that I did not make up myself. It actually comes from a comedy sketch by, I think it's Loading Ready Run is the guys. So the quote talking about the members who make up a typical, stereotypical squad goes, "Look, we know you're new to this command, but the Army Field Manual is very clear on the subject of squad stereotype composition. Every squad must include 1 quiet religious guy who goes insane, 1 maverick loose cannon who plays by his own rules and dies in a blaze of glory, 1 covert recon operative with a dark past who at first betrays the team but then has a last-minute crisis of conscience and nobly sacrifices himself for the greater good, 1 fresh-faced new recruit who survives but loses his innocence and learns to become a man, and 3 or 4 other guys who you don't care about so they can get brutally shot so you can show how serious the war is." I think that pretty well sums up all of the very tropey character types that go into a military and warfare piece of fiction. That you can almost guarantee that some, if not all of those, are going to show up in nearly any piece you pick up. I certainly have found myself inadvertently writing many of these tropes into my current fiction piece, so it's good to know you can stick to a formula. You know, it works, obviously. The other trope, authority equals ass-kicking, stands to say that the higher your rank or position, the more formidable you are. And that is true in at least the Honor Harrington series that I've read off and on for a while. It's for the uninitiated, it's a sci-fi military. You know, big ship battles, warring planets, very future. It's also heavy on physics, so that bogs it down a little bit. But it's true that the higher your rank, you know, a ship's captain is kind of badass, and then you get to like the flotilla commander and the admiral, and all the way up to like the queen. You don't mess with the queen. She's a piece of work herself. So really, the higher up the hierarchy these characters go, the less you want to meet them in a dark alley. The ships are crewed by hundreds or thousands of, you know, midshipmen and, you know, just able-bodied sailors and privates and corporals and sergeants, but none of them really stand out as being ass kickers as much as the commissioned officer types in those stories. So those are the two tropes that I have a lot of experience with, either reading or writing. And I challenge everyone to go out and read a piece of military fiction and tell me if you don't see both of those in your selection. Shout-outs today. Joy, it's always good to write with you virtually. It's even better to write with you in person. So thank you for letting us glimpse into the writer's world. Um, Devin, very jealous of your beachside vacation. I also need to read more, period, um, both fiction and craft. It's good that you had a chance to get out and actually accomplish that. So, shoes to fill. um, Riley, that was a super cute, cozy. I liked how you made your video, with showing us all of the tools of the trade, and talking about your method, and how you don't follow the guidelines and it still turns out all right. That's good life advice too. And Lydia, thank you for taking us around all of your old haunts and showing us the true human side of LA. That, like you said, is not the glitz and glamour that you are, not you, but the common person is acquainted with when they think of the big city. Also, I want to thank everybody for appreciating the caginess of my office. It is something I live with. And now I'm afraid that I'm going to find Clancy Brown in his place. But hey, it's a change of scenery. Alright guys, well, you take care, happy writing, and we will see you next week. Take care.